So again, I've been postponing it like crazy, making a new YouTube video. Perfection has been getting to me like, oh, I want to have this perfect. I want to have the perfect background. I want to have the best audio in the world, this and that. And it just makes you never start. And you can start within the imperfection. So you can start with the imperfection and just iterate down the way and start getting better. Also, I just want to throw myself out there in the purest form, like, because I feel like perfection is just a concept in your mind where you are postponing yourself. You are postponing the things you should be doing or postponing the things you actually want to do and you feel like doing in your core. But you're like, oh, I need to have this perfect background for this YouTube video and then I'll make it. But then it's like, okay, then when is it gonna happen that you have this perfect background? So you never make YouTube videos. And then you realize like, okay, maybe it was just my fear actually saying this. Maybe it wasn't even me. It was actually my fear saying, okay, I should wait for the perfect background, or I should wait for this perfect moment to start this business or to start this or to follow my purpose. Or first I need to make money before I can do this amazing travel around the world. First I need to have a cash flow before I can finally live my life and do what I want to do. I heard this so often. I just came from a breathwork retreat. So now I'm officially certified breathwork coach. Sounds super fancy, but I can learn people how to breathe, and I breathe a lot. I breathe a lot myself. Of course, everyone breathes a lot themselves, but it's like a practice. I'll tell you more about it later. But what it is that there was a guy there, and he was like, yeah, he was already 32. He was like, yeah, I know I want to do something else. Like, I don't want to have this sales job, and I want to travel the world, and I want to do this. And he has all kinds of ideas for like doing salsa dancing and going to South America. And then he was like, yeah, but I cannot do this because I first need a cash flow for 2,000 or 3,000 a month, and then I can do it. And I've been in the same position myself as well, like waiting for a certain moment that you can finally live your dreams. And then it's a bit of a facade. It's a bit of an illusion, because it can take years before this cash flow comes. And when this cash flow finally is there, then it's like, oh, yeah, maybe I need a little bit more, or maybe there's another problem. It's just your mind that creates problems on the way, so you never start to live your life fully what you want to do. And then the next question arises is, why are we not doing what we really want to do in the core, you know? Why do we first need to have the perfect scenario before we can finally live our life to the fullest? Well. That's a very good question, Boris. That's a very good question. It's definitely rooted in a type of fear. A fear. I feel like it has a lot to do with the person you are now and your ego. So the person who you think you are, your self-image, with all your doubts and all your insecurities and all your fears and all the things that are keeping you, like, that is like pulling you back. You are a certain type of person. And when you take the leap to do this next step, so for me, maybe it was stopping the business I was doing and going more into the spiritual path for like doing breath work. For me, it was also scary, because this old version of you is going to die, because you are going to become a new version, and this is going to go in the place of the old you. So the old you is trying to hold on, and it is trying to hold on to itself. It's trying to hold on to you in your mind. So it's creating all type of thought patterns that's trying to pull you back into this old way of doing, into this old way of being. And it does that through creating perfection as a requirement to start. So it's like, okay, I need perfection. It's a requirement to start, and then you never start, and then you keep being the old version of you. And when you take the leap, and when you finally put yourself out there to the world, and go do this next step that you really want to be doing, or that you really feel like you should be doing, that's very scary. So for me, taking the leap was stopping the business I was doing and stopping the mindset of like, okay, I need a certain amount of money or a certain amount of cash flow before I can finally do what I really want to do. So then I was like, okay, turn it around. I'm going to stop this business and I'm going to do what I really want to do. And what is it that I want to do? I felt like, okay, maybe for the old version of you, it's not something you really, your purpose is maybe not something you really want to do, but it's something you really feel like you should be doing. So maybe you don't even really want to do it right now in the current version of you, but you know deep down that you should be doing it. And then you're going to be evolving to this new version of you. And then that's the thing that you want to do. So it's maybe a bit unclear. So I will give you an example of how it went with me. So for me, I had a lot of fears and anxieties, and then breath work was the thing that really helped me. Certain type of breathing where you breathe for an hour to the belly or to the whole body and release emotions. And yeah, it's a good way to let go of fear and all the emotions and thought patterns and come closer to yourself. And I felt like this really helped me. And then this path unfollowed of like, okay, doing breathwork more often. And then I got invited to follow a traineeship to become a breathwork coach. And I was like, okay. But it felt like I didn't want to be a breathwork coach, because I was like, yeah, okay, then I'm going to be so spiritual guru and spiritual woo-woo and all that type of stuff. I had all these judgments. And in this old version of me, I really wanted to make money, you know. I wanted to drive this good car. I wanted to drive this. And with being a breathwork coach, you cannot do that. So I don't know. And then I'm not going to make this amount of money. And I don't even know if I want to help people like that. And maybe it's a bit awkward with that I'm going to coach people on how to breathe and they're going to laugh at me. But that's the old version of you that thinks that. And then you take the leap of stopping your old business or your old work. And then you do the traineeship for the breathwork coach. And then you see, okay, I really enjoy this. And then people give you good feedback and tell you, okay, you're really good at this. You are talented in this area. And then I was like, okay, this is actually the new step, and I enjoy doing it, and I'm talented, and I already have people that say like, okay, if you're in the Netherlands, I want to follow a breathwork with you. And now I see like, okay, but I can also build a breathwork retreat, and I can build something beautiful where I can help people, and then that will probably bring in money, and I can still have the dreams of a nice car, but it's not a priority anymore. So in this old version of me, I wanted to make money so I can buy a nice car. Or so I can just make money. That was the goal. And now it's like, okay, what has helped me evolve? What is my path? What is my life's journey? Right? If we're going into a new subtopic here, it's like I see a lot of people doing work that's like completely not their journey. Like someone, for example, this guy Bob, I was in the traineeship for the breathwork with. He's doing marketing for like a big company, and it's like, okay, but that's completely not your journey. Just like me, selling supplements online was also not my journey. And what I mean with journey is like, what have you been going through in your life? What things have you struggled with, or what things are you still struggling with that you can overcome, or you have already overcame, that you can help people with, because you can only help people with something you overcame yourself. So why would I sell random natural supplements that boosts people's energy if I've never struggled with low energy levels myself, and that I found this as a solution? That doesn't even make sense. Like, okay, that's just for the money. Then you don't want to help people. You don't really want to help people, give them more energy. You just want to make 50K in revenue. That's the thing you want to do. So that's not pure. That's not a pure intention. You're just striving towards some future goal which is not fulfilling ultimately. So who are you? What have you been struggling with yourself? Maybe you overcame an addiction. Maybe you healed a trauma. Maybe you were very scared and you learned how to speak on stage. Maybe you were not able to have sex because you had a lot of performance anxiety and you overcame it. Maybe you learned a lot from a relationship and you can open up to love. Like, what is it that you learned in your life and how can you help people with that? Or what are you struggling in your life that you should overcome first before you can live freely and give your gift to the world? That's what I really think. Because it's a gift that you have that you should give to this world. It's not a way to make money and that you can finally make enough money so you can live your life. That's actually very selfish, right? So what is your life's journey? My life's journey, I struggled with intense amounts of fear and panic attacks and the fear of dying, and I tried a lot of different things, and then I found breathwork, and that was the most direct way to heal myself and finally live more freely and enjoy my life and not be bothered with these thoughts anymore. I could and still can finally have a way to enjoy my life again, and that's such a big gift. So I want to give this to the world and I want to mentor people on this. So I feel like that's already your life's purpose. Why look farther? Why look further away, you know? So the main message in this video is, don't wait for perfection. It's a coping mechanism from the mind. It doesn't exist. It's just the old version of you that wants to pull you back and hold you inside of its old ways because that's what you're used to. That's safe, you know, for the mind. So you should take the leap and become this new version of you and just follow your purpose and follow your own life path. And it sounds super corny, but just see where you can help people with, or honestly, if you're struggling with something, like if you're struggling with mental problems or depression, like it's not your purpose right now to work. Your purpose right now is to feel what is inside of you that bothers you so much. Go through that, and that will form you into this new person that can live his purpose. Like every area of life has its theme, I would say. Like if you're in the middle of like a depression, like it's not your time right now to build a business. Feel like it's your time right now to feel that depression, go through that depression and see how you can heal yourself so you can learn from that and then eventually maybe help people with that or do something completely different and not help people with it. But then you have the clarity to move again and start creating. Like not every area and part of your life is for hard work and creation. You also have periods of healing. But we're so programmed, like, okay, you have to work all the time, or you want to achieve this amount of money, and then you can finally be yourself. Or like it's an internal game. It's really an internal game. Well, check out the next video above which is called The Internal Game, because that's what I just came up with. See you later.